I'll turn it up a little bit. Hey, y'all. It is September the 24th. It's 2020, 2024. And yeah, America is going down. I don't know how much we're going to talk about it necessarily. I didn't know what to title this video. Also, I thought I'd bring y'all in on some like kind of easygoing background music and wind noises. Y'all really can't see it right now, but I'm just watching dogs frolicking. Oh well, that's the beach. They're frolicking at the beach. Damn, dude, no were dogs. Dog community over at that beach. Quite clearly, there are no Haitians at that beach. All right. I'm just kidding. I mean, Haitians might very well eat dogs. I mean, I guess they do. I don't know what made them eat dogs. Really, to this day, because it's being speculated as to whether or not they're eating dogs, and we all know that they were eating dogs and cats. Because of that back and forth speculation, we can't really, or I guess some of us can. We can ask ourselves, the Haitians. I mean, put into a bind, they'll eat them some dogs and cats. Hey man, I think if you put a lot of people in a bind, a real bad bind like they've never been in before, that perhaps they'll start eating dogs and cats. All right, but that's old news. I just wanted to get a word from my people. Right? Like for example, yeah, America's going down, straight down to Chinatown, right? And to be honest, probably the most appealing story for most people is about P. Diddy. And I'm not excluded from that. Like I was listening to a panel before the broadcast, and there's a whole panel of people talking about it. First of all, they had that Ian Carroll, who's just, I can't stop seeing him everywhere. Ian Carroll, everywhere. And also it was my man Sneeko hosting it. It was Aiden Ross. I don't know if you know any of these names. They had Fousey. They had DJ Academics. I'm told they had Fresh and Fit even, but I didn't catch that part. They were talking for a long time about this Diddy stuff. People trying to get down to the bottom of it. We might perhaps talk about it later, but let me just say, in my opinion, in disagreement with DJ Academics, I would like to say that I think this goes very, very, very deep. Very, very deep. Now, I don't know that it'll go anywhere, all right, to our satisfaction or anything. Kind of like the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I hope that Diddy is not going to go out like Jeffrey Epstein, but who's to say? But far and wide, and a lot of people probably incriminated. But the thing is, it's only fitting because America is going to dissolve somehow. I don't know what that means. But America is really, really on the brink of messing up real bad. And we've been messing up for a long time, but messing up to the point of utter destruction. And so it does kind of make sense that it seems as though not all of hip hop, but at least this sector of hip hop is also imploding. And we'll see how deep it goes, maybe, or maybe we won't. But somebody will. Somebody out there has seen how deep this goes. All right. No Diddy. Real deep. Baby oil. All that. What else? That's about it. That's about it. All right. I wanted to get a word from some of my people and share it with you because I haven't actually heard these videos yet. Short videos, just getting a word. And I figured if I'm gonna, spend a little bit of time, I might as well share them with y'all. All right, just in case if y'all are slipping, and you might be. The first one, and I have not seen this yet. I've not heard it yet. It's from my man, Mr. Shepherd. All right. Mr. Shepherd's out there doing his thing, and I see it from time to time. And I want to let him know that I be watching him every step he takes, every move he makes. By the way, shout out to Bart Fine right now. Bart Fine is probably really, really tripping off mushrooms. I mean, I'm just kidding. But hypothetically, he would be tripping off mushrooms right now. It's what I'm guessing, but I don't have no proof of that. And probably tripping so hard that, I'm not going to I'm not going to, probably tripping real hard. All right. Shout out to the man. But I wanted to hear from Mr. Shepherd, actually. He says in this video, he says, I hate getting angry. I hate getting angry. And I can't blame him for that. I can't say that I would enjoy getting angry. And also, I don't know. I don't know if I even do get angry. I mean, I get momentarily, well, I might curse, but then it's over. And I'm no longer, I don't think I don't know. What defines angry? Says, I hate being angry. Jesse Lee Peterson. Out there, he would say that hate is anger. It's the same damn thing. All right. And it's pretty much the same thing as sin. That's what he would say. And I tend to agree, but I want to get some insight on what the hell Mr. Shepherd's talking about. He says he hates being angry.
If somebody makes me mad, think about it for a long time. And I get like this pressure like on my chest.
This is actually Big Homie.
Pressure like on my chest.
And he's talking about getting angry.
And I get like this pressure like on my chest until I do something about it. I don't like getting mad.
Yo, what's up? This is Brother Williams again. Sorry for the noise. I'm coming live from the Dominican Republic. And I just want to speak on this, man. I think that, people, certain people, man, whether they, a lot of people be cool, but then once you get them going, man, they wild out. Those type of people, I believe, the reason that's in them because it's a way to protect them, It's a way to protect their health because, I know people where they took a lot, they grew up being picked on, or they grew up being, really disrespected, and they just took it. Those type of people end up having a lot of stress, end up suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, and stuff like that. And I grew up a lot where people, when I was a kid, and even a teenager, there were certain people in my family that used to talk to me a certain way. And then after a while, I started developing anxiety, And I just got to a point with those people, even though I love them, I had to tell them, look, we gonna just have to get into it, man. For real. Like you gonna stop. You know, it's sad, bro, because I had to pump, you know me, I had to threaten a lot of men in my family because they thought it was cool talking to me crazy. And when they realized I was willing to get wild, I was willing to die for my respect, that's when things changed, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, in the black community, we have to learn how to respect each other, man. You know, when you try to be nice to people, right, and be cool, people take the kindness for a weakness, right? And they try to walk all over you. And then, as Big CC say, you gotta demonstrate, bro. Too many times I had to roll up on people, man, because they thought I was a punk for different reasons. And then when they realized, like a couple of dudes, I had to show them, man. One dude, we was living in the same complex. He didn't live there. He was like the boyfriend. And he was trying. I feel like he was trying to run the apartment. He was trying to terrorize the apartment. I had to show him that, I had things up in the household for whatever I needed. You feel me? He was a dude, buff dude. I would have took him 1-on-1 too. It just don't matter. He was a buff dude out of prison. But I knew he was kind of. But I was willing to go with things. But I had to show him that I had some other things that look. I gotta do what I gotta do to survive too. You know what I mean? So I had to, and then he started acting like when he realized that I wasn't running light. When I told him, when he realized how I carry myself and what I carry with me every day, that's the only way though. A lot of fools, bro. It's like they'll have to learn the hard way, man. But if you don't do that, it seems like it's like, damn, if I don't go off on you, you're gonna keep tormenting me. Then I'm gonna end up in the hospital because you put all the stress on me. So my temper problem, the times I wild out, right? It really was a protection mechanism. You feel me? Because like I can't have nobody putting no stress on me, man. Putting me in the hospital, and then I gotta be on some pills, so I don't get anxiety attacks and all kind of stuff. Nobody got to me like that, buddy. So that's what I had to do. What I had to do, man. Let people know you're not gonna torment me. You're not gonna make my life difficult. So I try to give a person a chance, like, brother, just calm down, brother. For the community time, calm down. They don't want to listen. And it's usually somebody that looks like me, and then you got to roar up on them. You got to let them know that you willing to go all out. And that seems like that's all they respect, bro. And you try to be nice and civilized. People just they don't respect it because I don't know what it is though, man. So for me, that's why people like that I know is gonna test me constantly. Now you don't know about strangers. I'm talking about people that once I identify like that's the type of person you are. I'm gonna stay away from you. There's been times I couldn't stay away. There's been times I couldn't leave because I was working with people trying to test me, man. And once again, man, I had to work on people, man. I ran up on a couple people in my job when I was working as a bouncer, bro. A bouncer, or when I was working at the weed spot. I mean, I ran up on a couple people, man. I ran up on dudes I worked with, and then to fight them in front of everybody. It would be a long line of people, and I ran up on them right in their face, like, let's go right now. Because you ain't gonna keep talking to me like that, boy. It's sad that you gotta do that, though. You don't want to get mad. You just want to enjoy life, man. Eat food, bro, and chill. If you try to test it, man. And like you said, a lot of times, bro, it usually be people that's smaller than you. Like, I usually don't have problems with big dudes, like dudes who are either like exactly around my size, where they're a little bit smaller or they bigger, a little bit bigger. I don't have problems with them because they don't have nothing to prove. But it's usually the smaller guys, man. That's interesting. They try to test you, and you try to have a little bit of mercy on them because like, man, I know I'm bigger than you. I ain't trying to go, but they'll just keep poking at you, bro. They keep poking at you. So you're like, what's up, man? Let's go, man. What's up? I don't care if you're still a man. What is up? Brother Williams. And as I said before, I don't call myself Mr. Shepherd unless I'm the man.
Damn it. I actually called him Mr. Shepherd, I think, earlier. Sometimes I get it confused. I think he's confusing me more by keep on bringing it up. And then I really get confused. So that's all pretty danged interesting. I would agree that all this stuff is real talk, right? I mean, it's real life. I was gonna say, man, at my job and for some time, nobody's tested me or anything like that. Nobody's like ran up on me or something at my job. And I might be a fortunate one, but I was also not a bouncer. So that's kind of a different situation. Or working at the weed spot, or if that's what it was. I'm not sure if that's what he said, but Brother Williams does not like to get angry. Thing is, there's not many people who I know at all. There's not none I can think of who enjoy being angry. Right. But then again, maybe I just don't know. Like, for example, it took me many years, it seems, to figure out that when it comes to my dad, see, my dad might actually be an exception to that rule. Because lots of times I would see him and he would be getting angry. He gets angry a lot. All right. It doesn't take very much, right? But he'd get angry. And the thing is, what I wound up understanding, maybe only a couple of years ago, is that he likes being angry. He enjoys that. To give you an example, like he did a lot of cooking back in the day. He was a chef, my dad. And so there's been many a times when I've seen him kind of like cooking, but in his off time for whatever reason, maybe a get together, especially that sort of a thing. Cooking and preparing all these delicacies. But if you were to stay and watch him do that, you'll see that he gets angry a lot, damn near the whole time. And I remember in my mind thinking, well, damn, dude, like, if this stuff gets you angry, your best bet would just to not be to don't do this stuff, all right? To don't do what you're doing because you're making yourself angry. Nobody's asking you to do what you're doing. That's the thing of it. And that's how I figured it out. Nobody was asking him to do this and do that. He took it upon himself to do this and that. And while doing this and that, he would inevitably get angry. And I realized, he doesn't even really know it. Or maybe he does, and it's like a sick joke, but I don't think he knows that he enjoys being angry, but he'll do it and he'll make sure to get angry. One thing I gotta say on a couple of notes pertaining to Brother Williams' video is that, and I'm not talking about Brother Williams in particular. I'm really not. In some places, and I'm sure it's not all places, but in some places I've noticed, in some certain places, Black people, for example, or what they call black, it's like, dude, nobody's black. I totally get that. But those who are referred to as Black people, they're rough with each other, all right? They roughhouse with each other in deadly serious ways. And ever since the internet and this and that, we can see them on World Star Hip Hop. Let me play this again real quick.
That's it.
If I don't play the speaker within a couple of minutes, it'll turn off and make some damn mountain lion noise and bust out your damn eardrum, and it'll automatically do that. But yeah, no, Black people in certain places, they'll kill each other. They got the ops, they got the rival gang, they got whatever, family members maybe. They'll kill each other. And it's not to say, oh, just them. It's pretty much everybody, to some extent, be killing each other sometimes. All right. Certain extents. This applies to everybody, but Um, most people become bewildered by the black folk shooting each other up all the time. And I swear, it's almost in jest, but it's not really. I swear that these black people, because I've heard them talk about each other, I've heard them talk about their ops. I've heard all sort of stuff, man. I don't know why exactly, but I wound up hearing from black people or alleged black people more often than not and getting their insight. And I'm not sure, I don't purposely do it, but it happens like a lot. It seems as though they love each other. And I know it sounds like a joke. And I'm trying to be funny. I'm not. They kill each other, shoot each other up. Their main preference is shoot each other up. Here in America, like say if you're in the UK, maybe stab each other up. I hear a lot about stabbings and slicings and knifings and all that sort of stuff. But in America, the route of choice would be to shoot up your op or whatever it could be, your family member, whatever. I've heard about that a lot. And so I don't know if maybe I'm just comprehending it in my own mind, or if other people can comprehend that these black people shooting each other up all day, every day. They actually love each other. They love the stranger that they might shoot up. They love the op that they might shoot up. They love the family member or friend that they might shoot up. And yeah, the person's gonna die when you think about it, or come close to dying. And so you would think that person hates that other person. They want to kill them. They actually love them. They love them so much they want to kill them. And I'm really, really meaning that. They really, really do that. And that's what a lot of people find as like an enigma to these black folks, right? And then on a larger scale, and like I said, everybody does it. We just hear about the black folks doing it a lot. They do it more so. Is that fair? They do it more so. Yeah, it's just part of how they show love. And the thing is, bullying. That's what it all comes to. I was talking to somebody about bullying earlier today. I forget what. I forget even who. But I do remember we were talking about bullying because it somehow came up. And what I wound up saying, because my conclusion when it comes to, when people talk about bullying, is that it is inevitable. It's not a thing that you can stop doing. The human beings are not going to stop doing it. The animals are not going to stop doing it. For all we know, the damn trees and the flowers, I'm pretty sure they bully each other. Pretty sure of that. I mean, like, for example, you ever see like certain vegetation overgrowing stuff, bamboo or mint or a lot of these things that just grow like crazy? They're bullying the shit out of the other plants that are trying to grow, bully it out of existence. And there's people out there, namely women and LGBTQs or something, talking about, oh, we need to stop bullying. We need to stop bullying. Let's spend millions of dollars. I mean, y'all are spending trillions of dollars already. What's a couple $1,000,000? Let's spend a couple $1,000,000 to stop bullying. Let's spend like a couple $1,000,000 to stop the sun from coming up. I want so bad for the sun to not come up. We got to put an end to that. We got to stop bullying. And I think they stopped it with all this stop bullying. Either that or I'm just ignoring it so hard that I just don't see it nowhere, because it used to be like a campaign or something. Stop the bullying. Stop it. We got to stop it. It's like, the point I'm making is that if you did stop bullying, and who I was talking to, I said the same thing. And the thing is, they finished my sentence. This person who I was talking to, I said, if you successfully stop bullying, if you were to successfully stop bullying, what you're doing, that's right, is bullying. It's the way of the world. All right. You're not going to get away from that. And it's retarded. That's why women shouldn't vote. And I love women. Gosh, I love women. And like not in a objectifying says somebody up in the building, that might be a woman. I don't know. It's not in like an objectifying sense, oh, I love them because I'm trying to keep my hands off them. All right. I don't want any trouble. I'm saying I love who women are and who they are. Speaking in general is how they act. So in a sense, I love that. But you know, it's like I love it, but somebody has to put a stop to it. Like say like for example, you know how women they might get emotional or something about just people talking. Maybe they talked about something that made you upset. This is why you get up or you tell either you get up and leave and talk about what you want, or you kindly ask the lady, please get up and leave because we're gonna talk about man stuff right now. It's gonna make you cry probably. All right. But at the end of the day, so I guess you know pretty much at the end of the day, that's the thing about it. The only answer and solution to all this stop bullying, you're never gonna stop bullying. The only answer and solution is to have strong men who do not care. Well, I mean, they care. In fact, they do care, but they're not going to tolerate mess, and especially from a woman. All right, and whatever other mess they need to bully the rest of society into doing what the hell they need to do, probably. So another person, if you don't mind, that I wanted to get a word from. I don't even know if I could do this. Gosh, you know, it makes me wonder if I could do this. There's a channel. So here's my man. Gosh, it makes me. It's like, dude, will I get copyright whatever for it? Maybe I won't play all of it. Maybe I'll play a little bit of it. Okay. So this is the video that I wanted to see, but it's on a channel called Cam Capone News, which is it's pretty popular. There's a lot of people subscribe to Cam Capone News. So you know that thing, like, you know, it's like, oh man, people wouldn't want you to repost their video, which I'm not doing. Because you know that's money. They want the money, and I don't blame them. But okay, I wanted to hear from Big Homie CC, that is. And if you don't know who that is, man, it's like, dude, I don't know what the hell I have to do to make you look up who that is. God, dude, how many times have I said Big Homie CC? Big Homie CC on YouTube. But also, you know, lots of times he's on a Cam Capone. He's made a lot of and that's a popular channel, and he's made a lot of appearances on the Cam Capone. And also, you know, the other day, and I guess it was 3 weeks ago, and forgive me if you don't know who any of these people are, but like if you're in my age range, sort of in America and especially below, you know who all these people are. All right, you would already automatically know. So, like, if I said No Jumper, if I said Adam would add No Jumper, it's like I talk as though you should already know who this is because so many people do, but you might not have no idea who that is. And No Jumper is actually very popular. It's very popular. That is a very popular podcast. And my man, Big Homie CC, was on that the other day on coming up in Chicago, the dark side of working security, because my man's a security guard, and his many ops. Because if you grow up in Chicago, you're gonna have many ops. All right, that's standard issue. But I was actually really curious, man. So I'm on live. Whoever's here with me, if there's, at least we can enjoy it or something if you have time. I would hope to, let people who've seen the recording. I mean, of course, it's on Cam Capone News. All right, just in case we get. I don't know. You're probably never gonna see this video that I'm making. If I don't know how it works with the copyrights, but Cam Capone News one day ago, Big Homie CC on the last fight he got into, the last one, like the most previous fight he got into, and it's like, dude, I want to know about that. He's a big guy, just so that you know, he's like 6'6", and he might be 6'5", like wide, he's like a big guy. His name's Big Homie CC. And the thing is, I would like to know about his last fight. And on the title, it says that he, meaning the other guy, was doing leg sweeps. He was doing leg sweeps, and then he cut me, and then I got up and out of there. So that's basically how this whole story's gonna go. But I want to hear from Big Homie because, like, he's really good at telling stories. I got an ad over my damn shit.
This is non-dairy?
Shut the hell up, lady, with your.
Almost as big on the way here. Oh, before we got here
Wait,
today,
hold on
bro,
a second.
like somebody pushed up on us tweaking. His ass ran. He had to make the great escape.
Oh, man, it's okay. I caught it in the middle. It's actually okay. When you hear the smooth guy talking, actually this guy, Big Homie CC. You didn't know. When you hear that smooth voice, that's Big Homie CC, but he's also got his man with him, Big Dugar. That's right, Big Dugar. And you'll hear him. He's got kind of a rougher voice. But I want to see about the leg sweeps and the knives and everything. You're doing some leg sweeps. You must be doing some Krav Maga or some kind of like martial arts. This isn't the first time you tried leg sweeps.
They want to know why expose people now.
Hit a thing, bro. If
Oh
I was
man,
really
hold on. Okay, I'm gonna skip this part because it's not even about the fight. But Cam Capone, if you're not familiar with either of these guys, Cam Capone was asking Big Homie, why start exposing people now? And this is in reference to, I don't even know for how long. There's two people. I guess. Okay, but so Cam Capone asks Big Homie, well, why start exposing people now? And actually, it's like right now, but it's recent. But he's been doing it for a while. That's how I know about him. I mean, a good while before you got all worked up about Diddy. Big Homie was already saying stuff, a lot of stuff about whatever. He's not like. I mean, you keep secrets if you want, but if it's not a secret, then people could tell what the hell they're seeing when they're around you. All right. So thing is, he's a bodyguard. All right. And apparently a pretty good one. So he got around to a lot of different places, met a lot of different celebrities. He's kind of disgusted by a lot of them. And so he'll tell what he's seen or what his partners have seen being in that industry. Now, for example, if you're not familiar, there's plenty of stories, but I do know for some time before this whole Diddy thing started coming up, he was talking about Diddy parties. All right. And he was talking about Dwight Howard, which, if you don't know who that is a very big black fella from the NBA, or he used to be, and how he was like just gallivanting in a little dress and from time to time and stuff and doing all sort of probably wild stuff behind the scenes. So he was talking about this. He was saying like names like, this and that names that he knows going around. When I say wild, I mean secretly homosexual. All right. That's basically what I mean by wild. Secretive homosexual things, behind the doors at the after party. He was talking about this before America was lit on fire just now with this whole P. Diddy scandal. The guy says, why start exposing people now? It's not a bad time because, maybe big homie CC got the jump on it. But the thing is, that whole realm of music is about to get a spring cleaning like it's never got before. And might I point out, because people don't know, right? You could, I don't, who knows what's in a man's heart, but you could check my resume. You could check my research. When I say that, for example, Tekashi 6ix9ine, that's my man, and people don't get it. People just don't get it. I don't run into many people, and I wish I did. Maybe I have to run into like younger people, but I just don't run into too many people who really get it about Tekashi 6ix9ine like I do. All right. Not everything he does. No, I'm not vouching for everything he does. He's his own man. But this guy told you point blank, and you might call him a conspiracy theorist. He said, all this music is fake. I mean, it's real music and you're hearing it, but like, this is all manipulated, fabricated. It is not grassroots anything. Everything that's top 100, 500, whatever, this and that Billboard, fake. All of it is completely fake and contrived. And so people might hate on Tekashi, but I'm asking you and I'm asking everybody out there who else knows, who else will admit it's fake. It is fake. And the thing is, man, just like you probably have heard it. I don't know if you heard it, but me personally, I've heard it 100,000 times. 100,000 in my life. Have you ever heard this? Music is just not. There's no good music anymore. It's just I don't like any of it. No, it's no good music or something like that. It sounds like that. The thing is, okay, and I don't know how to quantify it, but I'm pretty confident, especially when you take past music that is still fresh on our minds. There's more music today than there ever has been on Earth. It's probably by a long shot. And it's just no doubt about that. So it kind of blows my mind. It lets me know how people easily get in that trap because they hear what's on the radio, or they hear something, whatever it's on the radio, or they hear like a commercial, or they see something on the news, or whatever on YouTube perhaps, and they'll, what the hell was I talking about? Music. They'll be like, hey man, there's nothing on there. This is what you're being showed, and only what you're being showed. It's all fake. It's completely 100% fake. And the thing is, it's very appropriate that we're learning right now, especially that it is fake because of the end of America. It's kind of like appropriate timing. But you got to be certain that none of this is real. Because the only thing that gives this power is people thinking that it's real, to include and especially children. They're convincing the children this is real and that these are people to look up to, when meanwhile they're going through hundreds and hundreds of bottles of baby oil somehow. I heard an unconfirmed rumor, and I tried to check it out through Google, Lord knows, that they found 700 dillies up in P. Diddy's, whatever, his spot, 700 dillies. But I looked it up, And it seems like that's only certain people are saying that. Not a lot of people are saying it. When it came to 1,000 bottles of baby oil, enough people had said it for me to be like, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Nobody's stopping this wave, basically. But I've only heard anything. You figure if they did find 700 delis, 700 plus on site over there, they would talk about it, and everybody would talk about it. But the thing is, I don't think that part is real. Let me see if we can hear about anything about this fight real quick, so as to not play too much of the video. But I do want to hear about the fight.
That's it. That's all. At the end of the day, you know how much work I have put in, like how much business I still.
Real big fella right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Like real business.
Check it out.
Like this is bullshit. I can really say some stuff. Bro, if somebody offered me over 10,000 to stop coming on your platform, what does that mean? I can really expose some shit, you know? People say, why expose people? People be asking me that. I'm like, bro. And then half the stuff I said, other people, after I looked into it, they got videos. Oh, yeah, this happened to me. I'm like, damn. Yeah, oh, I ain't know.
When was the last time you had to fight someone?
Wait, check this out.
And why? What happened?
Oh, you missed it. That's Big Dude.
Man, this was recent.
Now he's asking about the fight.
Yeah, I ain't gonna speak on that.
I got you see this right here? I got like a cut right here on my hand. I just had to get my watch fixed a little while ago. So recently, bro, I get booked by like poker players. You feel me? Who doing like large transactions in the casino and stuff like that. Yeah, they lose, they get mad, bro. They lose, they get mad. They want to fight anybody they see. So like, some recent little situations. Poker dude lose.
Hold on, right quick. Just imagine, and I'm sure he's not BSing, but imagine you got so much money and you go and you're throwing it away, and then you're getting mad about it. You're so mad that you want to fight the bodyguard that you hired with money. That you most likely have already paid him, but you want to fight him because you lost all that money.
On his way out, he want to slap a little Korean dude or something, standing right there behind his business. And then shit, little Korean dude got hands and feet. He like, and he not scared. He low sweeping in there. He leg sweeping, everything. I had
Hold up. Okay, so it seems to me as though Big Homie is talking about that okay, never mind. It's still wilding out. But his guy who he was guarding, his guy was starting to fight with some Korean, and then the Korean busted out, which I'm not surprised, with the leg sweeps.
I tried to get my hands on him. Shit, he got up out of there, cut my hand, took off, got up out of there. Damn.
Oh.
I almost just beat him up on the way here. Only before we got here today, bro. Like somebody pushed up on us tweaking.
His ass ran.
He had to make the great escape. Like we don't be trying to.
See, and I totally believe it. That's why I rock with these fools, because they're not trying to fight, and we shouldn't be trying to fight. But they can fight, but they're not trying to, and I can appreciate that. So y'all, those are the couple of people. We didn't really hear anything from H.A. Mark because they were just kind of frolicking at the beach. We played that at the beginning of the live stream tonight. Shout out to whoever's up in the building and stuff. Of course, you're not saying hi to me, so that's us, bro. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna just say hi to me. Say hi to your boy. All right. Those are the people who I wanted to hear from. Of course. Actually, I don't know if I could bring it up real quick, or if I can't go on X, dude. I got a lot of technical difficulties over here. But it might even be on Bart Fine's YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't know. Bart Fine's YouTube channel. Let's see if it is. All right. This guy. Okay. When it comes to Bart Fine, I know for a fact that he is not tripping his balls off on mushroom, 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 mushroom. And if he was, that would have tripped his balls off. What I just did right now, that would have tripped him out. If he was, but he's not. Andrew Trevino says just listening while walking around. Well, that's a cool thing to do, walking around. I mean, honestly, it is pretty damn good for you. But also, like sometimes people walk around, like and I've heard about it. Some people walk around like anxious or just fiddling or whatever. So I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a good thing, but I'm gonna assume it is a good thing. I don't even know how to find Bart Fine and stuff on YouTube, or I don't even know if I can sign into Rumble. I don't even know where this video is at, but all right. So my man, he posted a video somewhere, so I feel like I could talk about it. It's not like a secret or anything, but he's talking about the grocery store and how they like to, with us poor people in the building, what the hell are y'all, what were y'all doing before this? I mean, but thank you and I appreciate you. We're going to close it out here pretty soon, I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe we got like 15 minutes, something. I don't know. But what the heck? Oh, yeah, I was looking for Bart Fine. Yeah, I don't know how to work computers. So it's very difficult for me, but I think we found it. Let me see. I think we found the channel. It's got 933 followers. That's amazing. All right. Okay. So the video is posted up. It's not a secret. Shout out to my man. And I'm pretty sure he's not tripping balls right now. All right. Let me just be on the record by saying that. So Bart Fine goes dumpster diving for free food. And I've seen the dumpster diving videos before, and most of them were annoying. But check this one out.
Y'all, this isn't one of my normal videos. I got all this damn food out of the garbage dumpster behind one of our local grocery stores. Look how much food they waste. We got hamburger rolls, and these are not expired. I don't know. They're good. They're not even stale. Hot dog rolls, freaking chips, guacamole. I don't know what these are, but I pulled them out of the dumpster. I only looked in there for like 10 seconds to grab a bunch of shit. So if you're hungry, you're homeless, go to the grocery store. They throw out a ton of food. Have fun signing off.
I let Bart Fine know, via like text message, if you will, that, and I totally believe it, but it's funny. It's funny the thing, the year that we're in right now, the future, the year of the future, right? And a lot of stuff's different. Like you would just assume that a homeless person does have a cellular phone, a smartphone at that, with data and stuff like that, and still be homeless. You would just assume so, right? Because where else would this homeless person even see this good advice? And it is good advice. But, part of me thinks is that if they don't figure that out, I mean, you figure you could figure that out, right? I mean, if you were very hungry, you might even think to yourself, like, where the hell can I get free food? Andrew Trevino says, I bet dumpster diving behind vape stores might give some free THCA, perhaps. Okay, here's the thing, though. While I was talking with Bart Fine, he said, actually what should be the topic for tonight. He was trying to bully me, and he was trying to dictate my topic. And he said, this is something that we mentioned the other day. He said that we should talk about how is deflation in regards to reefer, which none of us use or endorse. He was talking about, it's interesting how the reefer prices, they keep sliding down. And I got to attest because not only they be going down, but hypothetically, I heard that, I mean, they'll give you deals. Like if you just don't go in for a little while, they'll cut you 15, 25% off of what is already cheap as hell. And when you couple that with inflation, it seems kind of wild and absurd. And then also, I think he did mention fentanyl, which is up on the streets. That's maybe the most popular one to talk about. But I am aware that there's other ones too that are about, like, for example, Trank. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Trank. That's a drug, but that's been a drug for a long time now because I've heard about it for a long time. So wild is that they're like, Trank will turn you into a lizard, really, really a lizard. For example, your skin on your body will start to scale up and it'll look much like a lizard and then it will rot off of you. This is a drug called Trank. And it's like, dude, I mean, they promise your skin will rot. They promise it. There's no way that your skin won't rot from the outside in when you're on Trank. That's like another drug, all right? But he's talking about how basically, for the most part, they're cheap as shit. They're so cheap. Even these dangerous, deadly dangerous drugs out on the streets, they're so incredibly cheap, is what he was talking about. And that should be the topic for tonight. And I want to couple this because I really, really see the significance. I don't know who else will see the significance in it. Diddy, for example, he's one example, has drugs access, hypothetically, allegedly, has access to drugs that are of the pure nature and in that they're risky. They're still risky inherently, but you're getting like no contaminants. You're getting just pure no contaminants. I know you are. And especially this one particular drug, but I guess there's probably multiple concoctions. But this one that I heard about, and I actually, before the Diddy thing flared up again, because it already had flared up, and then it died down, and then it flared up again. In the between time, I recall Fresh and Fit actually talking about it, talking about the Tucci. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I think the longer, that's a short version of Tucci B or something. I think it might be Tucci B. I'm not Googling it right now, but it's hard to spell. Let me see. I want to see if I can get close to spelling it. And maybe they'll have a definition or some crap. Designer. It's a designer drug. Have you heard of that term? I've heard of it a long time ago. Designer drug, Tucci, and it's spelled all funny. I remember drug of choice, blah 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 blah. Anyway, sorry. So if you look up and you can find how the hell to spell the damn thing, I don't know how to spell it. Oh, okay. I think we got it. Yeah. Okay. So if you spell it, and I still don't know if I spelled it right, but maybe I did. Okay. Dang, I guess I did. So the way that it's spelled, I think from what I'm finding right here, is TOUCIBI. You likely never heard of this. All right. So the way they're talking about it, like pink cocaine. Pink cocaine is a new designer drug. It's called Tucci. It's typically a powdery mix of ketamine and illegal substances. I've heard sometimes be Molly and straight cocaine. But I'm guessing there's like other different ones. And so the reason Fresh and Fit brought it up the other day is because there was this lady. And in fact, I do believe Fresh, he was telling the story about one time he had to like take some lady home or some stuff. And realized she lived in a weird bad area. And also she was always gone on this Tucci. And then later on, that girl, and much later on, I'm sure many days away from that, this girl wound up, if I understand correctly, and this is somewhere in Miami, just totally slamming into two different cars, like at an intersection, or perhaps more. I don't know. I didn't get all the fine details about it, but basically that's what happened. And she killed some people. She killed at least one person. I think she killed a couple people. And she was gone off Tucci. She was gone. To the point it's like, it's I don't know. She was. I remember they're talking about, because there was a news report actually about the lady, and it's almost as though she seemed proud or something, or I don't know, man. She was really gone. So, but the thing I guess I'm getting distracted, but it's like the thing I'm pointing out is pure good stuff for the freak offs, and they have access. Who's giving them access? And then on the street, you'll get something that you could buy for $2, which will probably kill you. Or maybe, hopefully, it won't or something, but it might rot your skin. And why is it so cheap? I think it makes sense. To me, it's making sense. Right. Andrew Trevino says years ago, CNBC Canadian, how dare you, sir, had a huge expose about fresh produce waste at their grocery stores. CNBC Canadian. They had fresh produce waste at the grocery stores. You bet your ass is probably more egregious here in the States. Well, yeah, probably it is. Probably in lots of ways it is. But, and I don't know, because, like, for example, I don't work at HEBs, but I've seen a lot of HEBs in my life. And it seems to me as though they do things with, it's not exactly just, I don't think that I could be wrong, but I don't even think that they waste very much when it comes to, say, produce, because you keep the produce up there for a certain amount of time, and then past that time, you take it down and do something with it. And you can do something with it. You can still do something with it because you haven't waited till it's like rotted. But it's not fresh enough or good enough to be putting out there. You notice at HEB, like they'll sell you some sliced watermelon that was from the watermelon that didn't get bought, and they're gonna charge you like 5 times more. But it's like, whatever, you're gonna pay for it. You're the one paying for it. And they'll have like fresh squeezed orange juice and this and that and stuff. Not only that, a lot of the HEBs that I've seen, and I don't know how many people got it like this, but in the front, they'll have plants for, especially the seasonal ones, where you can, if you want to plant vegetables, that, like, those will be in front of hardware stores, like a Home Depot, but it would also be in the front of a lot of these HEBs. So it's like, if you were smart, I think you would take whatever waste that you have in produce and turn it into something, if not fertilizer, because you got soil and stuff and you're selling that. It's like, but some people, I'm sure, are probably wasting the shit out of stuff. Andrew Trevino said K-Rock. I don't know what that means. Even, but I'm going to have to know about that. I mean, unless K-Rock means I got to get out of here real quick. Some shit got more important. I don't know what K-Rock means. And we're finna to get out of here. I appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. But like, those are the main things, I guess, that were worth bringing up. All right, the drug issue. What's the deal with the drugs? It's so cheap, and well, they're deadly dangerous. Thing is, I guess the only question would be for those who are concerned out there, how much safer it is if you wanted to microdose the shit out of yourself of mushrooms, psychedelic kind. How much safer it is when if you buy it in the store, because in certain of these cities all across America, you can go to any store and just buy it. Magic mushrooms for show. Here's a chocolate bar. You just be eating the chocolate. It's like, wow, it's so wild because it's kind of illegal, but it's not. It's just not, but it is. And people think it is, but it's not. What it is lawlessness that sometimes I guess works in our favor. Like the thing is, you might even ask, like, okay, well, how can I don't know about the safety of it. I just don't know about it. I don't know. And that's what I've heard some people say. I just don't know about it. It's one guy in particular told me one time that a long time ago, it's like he couldn't find a connect for a long time. So he hadn't been smoking on no reefer, although if he had a connect, likely he would choose to smoke on the reefer. That's what he was saying. But he said, he kind of lost contact with his connects, which does happen a while back. So for that reason. And I say, buddy, I'm not familiar myself personally, but I'm like, dude, did you know you can go to any store, anywhere? If you see any stores, they're everywhere. You can go anywhere. And you don't have to worry about anything. I don't know what the hell is your problem. It's like, and then, he's like, but I don't know if I could trust that stuff. I don't know if I could. Because what if they messed with it and stuff? And it's like, dude, well, you used to trust people off the street. How trustable was that? It was never really trustable. But the thing is, I don't know. The way I see it is that it's got like a barcode, and I mean, it's got a specific ass number, and these people are doing it. Pretty damn amazing. So it's like, if you were going to trust anything, I think you would trust that. If it has a barcode, that's one thing that I think lends to the trustworthiness of it. K-Rock, it's what they refer to the drug that scaled your skin. Oh, is it? Oh, Croc. I was saying K-Rock. I'm retarded. All right. And so, yeah, Croc, I guess is what they called it, man. See, right? You seen that on Vice like many years ago. Yeah, they're into that. Some people are doing that. And you got to imagine it's probably not that expensive. It's what they refer to in the drug that scaled your skin, straight up flesh-eating drugs and more and more. What's so interesting is that there's people out there who don't realize there's a war on top of you. You're buried and you're drowning in war. I don't know even what else to tell you. It's like, do you really want missiles going off? Do you want your beepers to just start exploding your genitals off? And countless probably innocent people who are just around you, they probably got maimed too, because of your cell phone battery. How much war do you want before you're like, hey, I'm in war? And like, people are trying to kill my ass 1,000 different ways. It was on the news just today that they were like, oh yeah, death by suicide pod. I don't know if I can even say that. But there's a suicide pod, and apparently the first American lady, she jumped in a suicide pod. I don't think I could say that, but that's what they're saying. And she died. She just pressed this button. Could you imagine? The thing is, it's like a terrible nightmare, but it is reality. People are jumping in these pods and killing themselves. And it's only going to get more popular, but could you imagine if you're like one of those people who because imagine like you got to push this button, and when the button closes, the capsule closes, and then it starts filling up with whatever to knock you out, gas, and then you die. All right. And it kind of takes a few minutes for you to suffocate and die, but you're going to be asleep or whatever. So you shouldn't even care that you're suffocating and dying. But what if you push a button and then the door closed and then you were like, oh shit, I didn't really mean it. And you're trying to get out. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? I don't know if I don't think, is there like an escape button? Something. I don't know. But anyways, it's real, right? Without even looking, I could tell you, and I'm pretty sure somewhere it'll tell you on these news feeds that war is escalating the shit out of itself. And I do mean escalating. There's no chance of stuff not escalating, although sometimes propaganda tells me that Zelensky wants the war to be over and to come to an agreement. I don't know how true that is. And meanwhile, people are dying in the meantime, and it's just escalating. So there's that. All right, that's a real thing. A lot of people don't feel it because, say, in America, because it's far away. All right, so you don't got to worry about that, but it's real. Harris campaign. This is how real it is. Harris, and you should have. We all should have known that this was going to happen. But Harris campaign office damaged by gunfire in Arizona. So it's like, I don't know what else, because we did run out of time, but it's like that's gonna get real. If supposed gunfire hit Harris's campaign office, don't you know stuff is really about to heat up, right? And no, I don't believe that it really happened. It was not authentic. It was manufactured. This here incident doesn't matter. It's gonna heat up things. And there's plenty of stuff that that we could read about, but we'll read about it tomorrow. Like for example, severe obesity is on the rise. I'm seeing that. And what else we want to find out more about? It's probably going to take a little while because Lord knows they don't want to give us. They never ever want to give us the good details. Now, the other day, a Kentucky sheriff, he went ahead and he shot to death the deletion this Kentucky judge that's in his town. That they're in a little town. You're the sheriff of that town, and he's the main judge of the town. You shoot him dead or deleted him. You know what I mean? Over there in his office at the courthouse. And, I don't know if you were there, but we were talking about it. I mean, because it's kind of like a viral thing. You could see it. They brought up this alleged story that, they go into the office, according to their alleged story, just to be real brief, they go into the office, the sheriff locks the door, which pretty much I think means he doesn't want anybody walking in. Now, he's not wanting to delete the judge yet, because if he was wanting to delete the judge would probably be scared and he'd probably be like, what the F are you locking the door for? But no, they were very comfortable locking the door. They were both very comfortable with that. And I never ever seen this. I don't know I don't know why you would have to do this, but they did. Allegedly swap phones. I mean, I've heard of showing someone your phone if they wanted to see it, but I've never heard of two people at the same time swapping phones. Doesn't that sound peculiar? So they both swap phones, and then almost immediately, the sheriff gets to busting caps. All right, took that took that judge's life. May he rest in peace. The goofiest MNFer you will ever see in your life. I guarantee it. All right. Come back to me when you've seen this judge and tell me he's not the goofiest MNFer you ever seen. So, well, you see like these stupid articles where it's like, I want information, but they're like, oh, there's no motive. There's no motive in this very peculiar crime that happened. You know, what's so peculiar is that there's no motive when it's 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 bloody obvious that there's a motive and that it has something to do with those phones. So don't tell me that there is no motive. You just don't know the motive. You could have a headline that says, we don't know the motive, or we don't know how to do our job. But instead you say there's no motive. Of course there's a motive. What the hell? All right. But, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that particular incident when I saw this earlier. And we're gonna get up out of here, but I saw this headline. It says retired judge. Now here's a retired judge. It's a different guy. He deleted himself at home as the FBI arrives to arrest him. What do you want to bet they were about to charge him with? Because I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this yet. But allegedly, according to them, a retired judge, Stuart Rosenwasser. Hell yeah. That's a good way to end the broadcast. Stuart Rosenwasser. I thought it was Rosenwasser, which would be cooler. And maybe it is. But it might be Rosenwasser, which is pretty silly. All right. He deletes himself at the Orange County home as the FBI arrived to arrest him. But what are they arresting him for? And they're talking about Orange County, New York. I do believe it's like Orange County, California, if I'm not mistaken. Or I could be tripping. A former prosecutor. Okay, so he's a former prosecutor and a retired judge in Orange County, New York, deleted himself Tuesday, allegedly, as the FBI arrived at his home to arrest him. The authorities arrived at Stuart Rosenwasser's home in Campbell Hall to arrest him as part of a corruption case. A corruption case? Law enforcement sources told ABC News Rosenwasser had been under investigation for taking bribes. Well, thank God that was it. All right, because nowadays that's like the most wholesome thing that you could do is simply take bribes. I hope just with currencies and stuff like that. I was standing by the front door. My friend went outside the front door and they screamed at us to get in the house, said Orange County resident Lynn Cartagena. It appears there's an exchange of gunfire at the suspect's home. I guess it wasn't being exchanged. God, dude, let's hope. As we get up out of here, let's hope and pray, and I mean it, for the well-being and hopefully some mental easiness for our man P. Diddy. All right. Because some people might say, oh, he's not in jail. He's been whisked off to an island somewhere. But I tend to believe, for whatever it's worth, I might be retarded, that he's actually in jail. And he's actually, believe it or not, I'm told, in a jail cell with that one guy, Bankman Fried. You know what I'm talking about, Sam? Bankman Fried. They're cellies together. So it's wild. I hope he remains strong and stuff like that, man. I hope nothing, but so for this judge, he went ahead and he popped himself, and this is only for bribes. Man, dude, you gotta give him credit because I mean, this was only bribes. He was so ashamed of taking only bribes. I think there might be more to the story, but according to them, taking bribes, and he was so ashamed of that that he couldn't face jail, stuff like that. But P Diddy, I think that he could. I think he'll do just fine. All right, I think he'll do just fine, and I'm praying P Diddy, hand of God over him, that he does just fine. But who's to say? All right, I really do. I mean it. Let's get up out of here. I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's September, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter. All right. At the end of days, God bless America. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.